Page 40, my sombrero. I can't speak Spanish. I've been trying to learn Spanish for several years now. I can't speak it with a hoot. I can't do the R's very well. Okay, so much for me. Let's look this over. You see, when you see a piece like this, you think, oh, good Lord, what's going on? We got all kinds of things going on here. I can't do this. Other people look at it and say, oh, this looks interesting. Let's take a look. My point is, don't judge it too much when you're first looking at it. Go through the process for learning a piece of music that I've been using in these videos, or your process, some process, and you just get into it and see how it goes. Sometimes it works out well. Other times you realize, no, it's a little too hard for me right now. I look it over, it's 2 pages long. The clef signs are still treble and bass clef. The time signature is 4/4 time signature. We do have a pickup beat, so we're coming in on beat 4. That means the first 3 beats are somewhere else, probably at the end. At the bottom of page 41, you see the dotted half note. That's the first 3 counts. I see a bunch of quarter notes, half notes, dotted half notes. I see sharp signs, whole notes. Just like everybody's here, isn't it? I'm going to take this one hand at a time first to make sure I know what each hand is doing. Then I'll try to put the hands together, and a lot of times that's almost like starting over, but we'll see. The right hand is starting here, here. And the hand position is here. I'll adjust for the black key when I get there. So it's 4/1, 4/1, rest, and then second finger here. But the hand position is here. I'm just moving there long enough to play the note. That dotted half note is tied to another dotted half note, so it's 6 counts total. But the left hand is going to entertain you and keep you busy, so that's okay. And then going on, 5, go up, 2, 3, 4. And then you're tied again forever. And then you go on, rest. Get the idea? That's pretty much it for the right hand. It's pretty repetitious. Left hand, let's see what it's up to. It's thumb here, so you're here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then later when it comes in on beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, rest. Measure 5. 1, 2, that second finger, I'm just bringing it out. But only long enough to play the note, and then I come back. Now let's go down to the bottom. The last 2 measures on page 40, you have the B and the D together, half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And measure 17 is a C, 3, 4, and then measure 19, quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, okay? Well, let's put the hands together then and see what happens. And I usually hesitate all over. I don't care. I'm just trying to get the fingers worked out and maybe the rhythm. So it's 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's important. Let's look at that measure. Beat 1 and beat 2. You have a half rest there in the left hand, so that note in the left hand isn't until beat 3. You know, rest, rest, play. So 1, 2, 3, and you're holding that down. 1, 2, and that's how that works there. Now measure 5. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So I held that down through the whole thing and then go on. That's basically how it's working. Now go over to measure 17. You're here, the left hand, hold that down. Now 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So you have a half rest in the upper staff. This is measure 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Because that F sharp's tied, and we're playing the others. And then we go on. That's basically how it's done. It's a little bit tricky with the rhythm there. The hands are doing a little bit different rhythm. Now, I go through it and I work it out, and then I go through it a few hundred times or whatever, and I slowly work out the hesitations. And since I'm not moving around, I want to get to where I can play this without looking at the keyboard. I can feel moving where I need to play the black keys, because you're not moving very far. You're going from here to here or here to here, wherever it is. You want to be able to do that without looking at the keyboard. You have to look at first, but you want to get to where you don't. And then I think about the articulation, the slurs and staccatos. Connect this, but in the left hand, when the end of the line, I'm flexing at the wrist and here. So start on measure, 3? It's that's the articulation. And once I have an idea of that, and then I'll think about the dynamics. MF at the beginning is mezzo forte, moderately loud, wherever the melody is. That's boom. It needs to sound like one hand played it all here. It's just here. But then when I get to the end of the line, that's not melody. Bring that down a little bit. Bottom of the page, on page 40, the last two bits, you go up to loud. Forte, just go up a little bit. It's loud, it's heavy. This is light. See, that's melody. Now I gotta play it heavy. Light. Let's talk about that. Sometimes when you have a piece and you have a melody, you have what's known as a counter melody. Another melody in the background, but it's still a melody. It's not the main melody, it's another melody. Sometimes the two melodies are sharing, they're the same, and other times the second melody is background melody. Is this confusing or what? Just stick around, it gets better. Well, on measure 23 here, this, because it's got words, because it got that ole in there, you bring that a little bit. Bring it up a little bit. If there were no words there, I would play that soft. But since it's got an ole in there and a second person is singing it, then you a little louder. Yeah, it's a felt thing. How loud I play it depends on how I feel it. Now, once I have an idea of the dynamics, I'll go back and think about the speed. With excitement. Okay. It's a happy piece, I reckon. It's whatever, I don't know. Remember the natural accents? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So at the beginning it sounds like to hear. Somewhere in there. Depends on the time of day and how much coffee or wine I've had to drink as to how fast I'm going to take this. You take it at your speed. Don't drag it. It's just whatever's fine for you. If you're taking it at a speed at the beginning and you find as you're going through it, you're speeding it up, and it'll happen all by itself. Chances are in a piece like this, take it at whatever speed you sped up to. So if I start at the beginning of this like this, but then over here on the next page toward the end, I'm going faster. Well, in a piece like this, go ahead and start it at the speed you sped up in. That's the speed that's probably the most comfortable for you to take it. Yeah. Some pieces you have to be careful and you don't want to speed up. You want them to be slow throughout. And those you have to be careful to make sure you stay slow. That's where a metronome can help you. But yeah, that's part of practice. Be careful not to speed up during the piece unless the music tells you to, or slow down for that. play this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do louds and softs. I'll do the staccatos and phrasing. I'll give us 3 counts because we come in on beat 4. You should be playing the same note I'm playing when I play it, because that's all this is for, just checking notes and rhythms. 1, ready, go. Three, 4, 1, 2. One, 2. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Four, 1, 2, 3.